Most people think they know the royal family, their castles, their etiquette, their rules, their mysteries, but there is a version of the monarchy that exists only in headlines. A version built on assumptions, gossip, and Hollywood depictions. And the truth? It's far stranger and far more human than the myths we've been told. Tonight we're pulling back the velvet curtain. These are 10 royal myths you always believed, but aren't true. Number 1. Myth. The royal family owns Buckingham Palace. People assume Buckingham Palace is the monarch's private mansion, a home they can sell, renovate, or pass down like any other inheritance. But the truth is much more complicated. The royal family does not own Buckingham Palace. They live in it, work in it, and host dignitaries in it. But legally, it belongs to the state. The palace is part of something called the Crown Estate, a massive property portfolio worth billions. It includes palaces, land, and even shopping districts in central London. The monarch cannot sell Buckingham Palace. They cannot mortgage it. They are simply its temporary caretaker. The royal family has only 2 major residences that they personally own: Balmoral Castle in Scotland and Sandringham House. Those were bought with private money and passed through personal inheritance, not public funds. Every other palace? They are symbols of power, not property. And yet the next myth is even more misunderstood, especially when it comes to power. Number 2. Myth. The monarch runs the country. Movies love to show the monarch making decisions, issuing orders, commanding ministers, ruling with authority. Reality? The modern monarch has no political power. They cannot pass laws. They cannot vote. They cannot publicly share political opinions. They meet the Prime Minister weekly. They receive classified briefings, but they never interfere. The power of the monarchy today isn't political. It's psychological. Millions tune in to see them at events. Their presence boosts diplomacy. Their speeches reassure the nation during crisis. And there's a reason the monarchy survives. They understand that influence lasts longer than authority. But wait until you hear the myth people believe about crowns. Number 3. Myth. The monarch wears the crown all the time. People imagine the crown sitting on a velvet pillow in a private room, ready to be placed on a royal head for meetings, dinners, or public outings. Absolutely not. The crown is worn only on one day, the coronation. After the ceremony, it is stored inside the Tower of London, behind bulletproof glass and heavy security. It doesn't sit casually on a dressing table. It doesn't travel to events. You don't wear it while signing papers or sipping tea. The crown is not clothing, it's a symbol. It represents the weight of history, not personal style. And the next myth is about power symbols too, but involves something far more unusual. Number 4. Myth. Royals must always wear expensive designer clothing. This myth exists because the media loves designer labels. But the truth is the opposite. Royals follow a strict rule: avoid appearing extravagant. They repeat outfits frequently. They wear affordable brands when meeting the public. And when new clothing is purchased, the choices are carefully documented for transparency. Royal clothing is not about luxury, it's about message. Bright colours help them stand out in crowds. Modest silhouettes avoid distraction. And repeating outfits conveys responsibility. They don't dress to impress, they dress to represent. But fashion myths aren't the only misleading ones. The next involves a ritual many people think still exists. Number 5. Myth. People must bow or curtsy to them. This is one of the most persistent myths in the world. You do not have to bow or curtsy to a royal. Not if you're British, not if you're a visitor, not if you're a foreign leader. The official guidance is simple. There are no obligatory codes of behaviour. People bow or curtsy by tradition, not obligation. And interestingly, The monarch never expects people to do it. Most bow or curtsy because of respect, not requirement. The next myth? It involves an old belief about royalty, one that could not be more false. Number 6. Myth. Royals live tax-free. People love repeating this one, but modern royals do pay taxes, and voluntarily so. Since the early 1990s, the monarch has paid income tax on personal earnings and private estates. They do not pay tax on everything, because some things technically belong to the state. But on personal wealth, they pay just like everyone else. The idea that royals are tax immune is outdated and incorrect. And speaking of outdated, this next one might shock you. Number 7. Myth. Royals cannot marry commoners. If this myth were true, most of the modern royal family wouldn't exist. Historically, royals did marry within certain circles. But today, they can marry anyone they choose, as long as they receive approval from the monarch. In the last century, teachers, nurses, foreign nationals, people with careers outside aristocracy have all become royal spouses. The world changed. The rule changed with it. And yet, there's another myth about royal weddings that just won't die. Number 8. Myth. The royal family pays nothing for weddings. Stunning venues, horse-drawn carriages, thousands of flowers, broadcast to millions. People believe taxpayers foot every bill. But here's the truth. The monarchy pays for all private wedding costs. Tax funds only pay for security. Because when world leaders attend and millions gather in the streets, the police and protection units are necessary. The dress, reception, flowers, rings, paid privately. The monarchy avoids public spending on personal celebrations. They know optics matter, and optics also explain the next myth. Number 9. Myth. Royals can say whatever they want. Freedom of speech? Not for them. Royals cannot campaign. They cannot endorse. They cannot take public political positions. A single sentence could influence millions. Their silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Neutrality is their lifeline. Because the moment a monarch takes sides, half the nation stops listening. And finally, the most dramatic myth of them all. Number 10. Myth. The royal family is required to continue forever. People assume the monarchy is inevitable, that it cannot end. But legally, the monarchy can be dissolved. It would require parliamentary action, public agreement, and constitutional restructuring. But it is possible. The monarchy exists only because people believe in it. It survives on relevance, tradition, symbolism, and storytelling. Not power, not law, not destiny. Myths exist because the monarchy is more than a system. It is a story told through castles and crowns, protocols and ceremonies, traditions, and carefully guarded silence. And no matter how modern the world becomes, there will always be myths. Because where there is mystery, there is fascination. And where there is fascination, there is power. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. There are many more myths waiting to be revealed.